Welcome to Before the First Cup. And before we get started, we're going to show no mercy. Close the door, put out the light. Close the door, put out the light. You know they won't be home tonight. The snow falls hard and don't you know, the winds of Thor are blowing cold. They're wearing steel that's bright and true. They carry news that must get through. Ah! They choose the path where no one goes. They hold no quarter. Walking side by side with death, Obama marks their every step. The snow drives back the foot that's slow, and the dogs of doom are howling more. They carry news that must get through. walking side by side with death. The New World Order marks our every step. The snow drives back the foot that's slow. The dogs of doom are howling more. To build a dream for me and you. Ah, yes they do. They choose the path where no one goes. Welcome to the First Cup. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One and all. Let me get rid of the pass-through and all the other amazing electronic technology that we've experienced over the years that has brought me to you today. How is everything? How is everyone? I got to get over to the UCY chat room. The chat room. Welcome to the chat room. All right. All right, good morning. Good morning. Who's in there? Who's in there? All right, so today is Friday, August 22nd, and I'm going for the hat trick today, filling in for Jules, our program director and host of Before the First Cup. I'm the Sholly Llama, and I'm here to put your mind at ease. And right before that, I'm drinking. Now it's during the first cup. We are during the first cup. So hopefully you're sitting back and you're enjoying your first cup of the day. Again, here on this Friday, August 22nd, it is 9:11 a.m. That number will most certainly be embedded in our minds for years to come, because those that are aware of what's going on in our beautiful but struggling world, it marked a point in time where some say that pure evil passed the Rubicon. And we're dealing with pure evil here. I mean, even if the devil doesn't exist, the people that do this believe that he does, or she does, or Maybe Lucifer's transgender. Maybe he's a man devil in a woman devil's body, or a woman devil in a man devil's body, whatever the case might be. We are, we're struggling with the aftermath of many different staged events in the United States of America, the republic that I don't really truly believe that we've been able to keep. We've been turned into a democracy. Can everybody hear me out there? Can everybody hear me out there? Yeah, Sholly's live today. The Sholly Llama. Not the Dalai Lama that is, Alphabet Agency and controlled and manipulated to infiltrate China. To infiltrate China. And you can read that, just shout Dalai Lama. Vitamin C. Look out your eye. They're going to get you in the A. All right, cool. Hey, Becky. How's it going? How'd that sound? How'd that Led Zeppelin sound this morning? How did that Led Zeppelin sound? No quarter means no mercy. I guess that's why I kind of chose it this morning. I thought, what could I do? What song do I really kind of know to a certain extent? What song can I sing? Which is quite a few. And I hope the singing didn't sound too bad. And of course, one of our anonymous chat roomers says that ISIS has manipulated precious metal markets. They're going to manipulate everything. They're going to be like, ISIS is manipulating your electric bill and your water bill, because ISIS is part of the group that was created by the bankers that control America and want you to live in fear so that they can put you into bondage. In bondage. From the toilet to the tap. From the toilet to the tap. They want to put you in bondage, and not in one of those, ooh, ah, that was very nice kind of ways. They want to bondage you. Oh, that cup's gone. The cup is gone, but the aftermath of it will fuel my morning rhetoric. It will fuel. Oh yeah, ISIS has reduced funding for school lunch programs. That is funny. Thank you for the updates. Okay. Oh yeah, ISIS has a hand in credit default swap, contagion or contango. And of course, yes, free ourselves from bondage. Only an awake, aware, informed public can save us and free us from our bondage. From our bondage, from the bond. So I hope that I'm getting out there this morning. I hope my levels aren't too loud. I think they're good. If they are, just tweak them down. Lower me, if you will. I am the host of Cold Reality Radio that you can listen to on Sunday Eastern Time from 12 to 2. But of course, it is also my pleasure to be here in this time slot to fill in for my compadres, my compatriots, my squadron of freedom fighters assembled by program director Jules, an incredibly intelligent person who cares about this world, super techie, super tech. She's got she reads these DARPA articles, and she's all over these DARPA articles, man. She just like, did you see what they're doing? Did you see what they're doing? I read this the other day, and it's like, yeah, whenever she says that, when she says DARPA, I'm like, all right, I didn't read that article like quite as, in detail, or didn't read it myself, but, I know that when I listen to Jules, put the information out there, I'm going to be like, oh, man. Not only the program director, but our tech, the field tech analyst, or what they say on the mainstream media. We get our analyst, our Middle East analyst, our all these different things. Well, it's we're lucky to have her. We're lucky to have UCY. So if you're listening into this for the first time, please tell your friends and family about it. And also, if you've got a buck or two, throw it in UCY's direction, because it's a lot of incredible people on this network. We got some good chat rumors in there. Also, ISIS has also decreed that if you see something, say something. ISIS. Oh my God! I'm seeing. They may have taken over the chat room. They may have taken over our chat room. It's unbelievable. The breadth and the expansion and just this short time. Like Osama bin Laden, directing all of the events of 9/11 in a cave with a laptop and and a hanger tied to a piece of copper wire, and he directed all of the he directed the whole thing that morning, and we should believe that as a population. And you know what? There's a lot that do, and it's very, very sad, because I just think people people are programmed, and I think that's what the TV does. I think the TV programs people to want to hate someone, and of course, how can you not hate somebody that did what, or did what the mind controlled trauma, the trauma-based mind, the trauma-based mind control. How can you not, after what we saw that day and what we were told by a lying moron like George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, who's profited from other people's misery and all that other stuff. Says ISIS will behead you if you don't turn off that left turn signal that's been on for 9 miles. See, doesn't matter what you do, ISIS is on you, and they want to behead you. I was listening to what I truly believe is one of the underrated journalists out there, Paul Joseph Watson, and of course he works for that demon Alex Jones. But he's on there last night, and I'm watching, and he's saying that first off he does the preface by saying, whenever I hear people, I wanted to make it sound like, well, I got to get in that Paul Joseph Watson mode. Well, it's a sad day indeed. So when I was watching the video, when they started to go to behead him, they never showed the beheading, and then they showed the head on top of the body after. So it's like, if these people are that radical, why wouldn't they just show the whole thing? And I haven't even seen it yet, and I don't plan on seeing it, because I truly believe that it's more trauma-based mind control. So I'm not even going to watch that. But I will listen to someone like Paul Joseph Watson when he breaks it down and says there's no real evidence of a beheading. Well. And of course that to me means, you know what, if these demons from hell aren't going to show this, then it just, let's just say it's highly suspect, okay? And if it did happen, it's awful, and I condemn it, and and just pray for the family of this journalist. But at the same time, you have to say to yourself, there's so many different things that we've seen out there. There's so many of these different crisis actors that that you've seen. You can watch some of these videos and know that you've seen this particular person or a particular person, and they're in two different crisis situations. There's no doubt about it. You can see it. I've got the eye that can see someone and then later see that same person and be like, I've seen that person before. Some people are, visually good with that. Some people have are more, audible. We all have different abilities. We're all X people or X-Men. We all have, we're all, what do they call them in the X-Men? It's not a very nice name. But we all have our own gifts. And, this is, this is truly about, we know that there's NSA surveillance all over the place. We know that all these things, and we know that there's people out there that know exactly what's going on, that are listening to everyone, and there's a lot of people out there that that don't know that things are going on. I mean, how can you not see this? How can you not figure this out? This is high tech. This is high tech tyranny. This is a deception of the high tech flavor. All of this, nearly everything that you see from the state-controlled media, and of course the internet has its own. The internet has its own, suspects. I am not, a suspect. I am not, paid by the New World Order. I don't know that I could even do that. Now, if I didn't know what was going on and I was a four-eyed headed dumbass and somebody said, hey, do you want to work for them? And they threw money at me, I'd be like, I got to survive. And that's what they count on. They count on the very survival mechanism to manipulate the masses, to manipulate our realities, when what we see has nothing to do with reality, but our minds make it real, like they say in the Matrix. If you die in the Matrix, you die for real because your mind makes it real. And that just didn't make sense because the physical body was back in the Nebuchadnezzar. How does that happen? When you're implanted into the Matrix as a digital signal, because your mind makes it real. And like Bill Hicks said, he said, is this real? Or is this just a ride? You can get off anytime you want. It's only a choice. And that's really what we have here. We do have free will. And a lot of people use their free will to believe in all this bullshit. To believe that Barack Obama is going to save you. That George W. Bush is your Christian leader. That Ronald Reagan ran the country. All these memes from the conservative brainwashing that Ronald Reagan was some kind of political deity. And I'm sure he wasn't an awful person. But the assassination attempt on him was contrived from the information that was extracted over the years by intelligent, well-informed people. What's going on there? Is ISIS taking over the school lunches? Is ISIS preparing the school lunches for the children? Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, this is breaking news. ISIS declared that Allah has commanded them to not attack Israel. See, so that's why there's no rhetoric. That's why Netanyahu has absolutely no fear of ISIS at all, because, it's just, he's tapped in, man. He's connected to the matrix. He knows what's going on. Or is it that ISIS is, his buddies? You just can't even imagine the type of evil in this world. And you know what? You just have to look at it and say, the news lies. What level do they lie? And the level is, if they say someone's good and praise them, chances are pretty good that they're a steaming pile. They're walking the devil's dog and they're sucking the devil's dilsnick. All right? If they're bad guys, oh, this guy is awful, we've got to do something, then chances are he or she just might be, someone that really, really might be doing some good somewhere. Someone who might, just love their children and their grandchildren. And see that that's the most important thing in the world. Why would they do something that would create such of a onslaught of negativity against them? It's just all bullshit, and it's bad for you. It's all bullshit, and it's bad for you. But people think they've got it all figured out, man. This system is the great deceiver. It's allowed us here in America, and I'll say it, everybody out there knows. Everybody in the chat room, everybody within the continental United States knows that, hey, it's pretty cool to have been born here. It's pretty cool to have been born here. But does that mean that you should allow these atrocities being done in your name, in our name? I don't think that's okay at all. I don't think that is okay at all. Wow, as I said yesterday, it's the end of the summer, man. It's like, we're possibly gonna probably have, I think the high today is gonna be 79. I don't think that we've reached 90 degrees in August. I really don't. I really don't believe that we've reached 90 in August, and we're coming so close to the end of August, and it will be the coolest August that I've ever known. But do we hear any of the networks addressing it? I could go to a website right now and say, let's see, NBC 10, right here in Philadelphia, PA, the city of Bravo. What I see on here.
I'm First Alert meteorologist Brittany Shipp. We'll see a chance of showers throughout today, so that could affect the Phillies game tonight at Citizens Bank Park. Temperatures will stay below average, ranging between 78 and 81 degrees. Cloudy, humid, and a chance of showers, even thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon and evening. Your 7-day forecast shows a cooler weekend on tap. 77 degrees for a daytime high on Saturday.
Oh, my God.
Sunday, 79. We warm back up as we head into next week, back to the mid to high 80s.
Oh. Yeah, but nothing about how strange it is that it's been so cool. Nothing like that. Maybe I should tweet Hurricane Schwartz. We got a guy by the name of Hurricane Schwartz in the NBC 10 weather, the weather center. Yes, it's been incredibly hot this August, and those lines in the sky, pay no attention to them, even though they're absolutely bizarre. They're just coming from airplanes. It's that simple. They're coming from airplanes. Thank you so much. Nothing to see in the sky. It's unusually hot this time of year. Blah, blah, blah. So that's your Philadelphia weather forecast for today. Make sure you tune in at 12 noon for more lies about ISIS, a.k.a. Al-Qaeda, a.k.a. Western intelligence. So, yeah, it's going to be humid, but, I get it. I understand perfectly. I'm running out of juice here on the Linux box. Let's see what the headline is. Hegel the Bagel says, get ready, because here they come. ISIS here, get ready, because here they come. Senator says, ISIS developing plan to blow up major city. Oh my God, worst dangerous position we've ever been in. Worst, whatever. FBI, using online tactics to radicalize and recruit Americans. The general says, destroy Islamic State now. Well, you should have done that in the beginning of the year when you hired them and trained them and put them over there in Iraq, okay? Nobody's fallen for, actually, a lot of people are falling for this bullshit. We're in big trouble. We truly are. We're truly in really, really big trouble when you start seeing headlines like this, and Matt Drudge does not say a damn bit of anything like, has anybody figured this out yet? I sent a tweet to him. Have we figured this out yet, or what? The guy's going to tweet Jones and a lot, or post articles from Prison Planet and InfoWars, and not understand that this is just a joke. That this is an absolute joke. I mean, And of course, the feds say Obama broke the law with Bergdahl swap. Let's get some controlled opposition there. ISIS offered to swap Foley for Lady Al Qaeda. Oh my God! Does it get any more? What's this update? TSA confirms illegal aliens allowed to fly without verifiable ID. That's from Breitbart. CDC says 30 states and D.C. requested help with possible Ebola cases. Okay, so let's throw the plagues into it that we were promised on some level. It's just such a joke, man. Oklahoma City Archbishop drops lawsuit against devil worshiper. Hollywood is working hard to make you cry. Who's that? Who in the hell is that? And of course, the central bankers and Janet Yellen are wrestling with easy money, risky policy. Stocks resume record rise. Oh, sure. Bullish indicator near short-term trouble threshold. Specter of lost decade haunting Europe. Interstate closed after truck loaded with chickens and ammo overturns. Amazon expands cloud services to the military so that they can look at your cloud service, which contains all the books that you may have gotten on Amazon and all of the books that you get, and of course if they're books that talk about reality, because there's a reason why the reading level and read children and reading statistics and things have plummeted over the years, because they don't want you to be able to read, because books and of course talk radio they've not really truly been able to control yet. But you got Microsoft purchasing Skype. There is another program out there, though, I was going to talk to Jules about, but I don't know if it's as powerful as Skype, but the sound quality is much, much better. And, of course, until Microsoft buys it, and then it will, then the quality will plummet. It will plummet in the southerly direction. All right. I said no to you, but you keep popping up on my screen. You bastard. You're a bastard. You bastard. Anyway, let's see here. Evidently, Henry Rollins said something about Robin Williams' suicide, right? Made comments about his suicide. I don't know what he could have had to, what he would have said, but people have mouths, and then they. Americans who contracted Ebola released from hospital. 75,000 quarantine. I bet this is some kind of. Well, we know it's an operation, but could it be possible that they have taken this and and spread it around so that people would like body fluids or whatever? I mean, they could legitimately do that here, and I'm sure that they probably will. But we got 7% battery on this. Islamic State threat beyond anything we've seen, says the Pentagon. God, I hope that there's some good people in the Pentagon that also understand that this is bullshit. The sophistication, wealth, and military might of the Islamic State militants represent a major threat to the United States that may surpass that once only posed by Al-Qaeda. I mean, this is just such bullshit. It's just such bullshit. And they've really, really either they've bitten off more than they can chew. The banking scum that runs pretty much most of planet Earth, they've bitten off more than they can chew, so that they're actually getting to the point where, and then there's idiots out there that believe this. There's idiots out there that believe that and of course, it's perfect timing. The borders open up, and then this ISIS threat. Just such bullshit. It's just, you can just see it step by step. We're going to do this. They're going to open the borders, and then we're going to ISIS, and then we're going to do this and this and this. And then Ebola will kind of swing around there in the back and keep people off the scent. Well, you ain't keeping this bloodhound off the fucking scent. This is bullshit, and it's bad for you. I'm going to, let me open this up. I want to be able to play a tune for you so that I can go grab the power supply for this particular computer that I do for the referencing. What do we got here? What have we got here? Of course, nothing seems to work anymore. Let's see if we can play a... What's the reason for the treason?
What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the reason? What's the reason for the reason?
Masters ain't planning that disaster and doom. The very moment you pop out of your mom's womb, you're a sovereign king ready to blossom and bloom. However, things change for the absolute worst when you're issued a live certificate of birth, and the number is given to you before you're dribbling. That's when you become a United States citizen. Slavery has been abolished. I know that you heard the news, but the 14th Amendment's voluntary servitude. Once you register your child, you make a major alteration. You are now employed by United States Corporation. The Constitution thereby becomes a fiction. You can't mention it in any statutory jurisdiction. They hoodwink masses of people something awful. Just cause something's legal doesn't mean that it is lawful. It's time for me to change from being what I am. Through the years I feel the need like any other man. But what will I become? What am I to find? I see no reason, maybe I'm blind. I see no reason, I see no rhyme. I see no reason, I see no reason, I see no reason to waste my precious time.
Best believe I believe in the life I'm leading. I'm a freedom fighter, I'm a fight for freedom. I'm the type that'll put a knife to the windpipe of a tyrant, slicing, leaving bleeding. Yeah, and I see no reason to keep accepting these acts of treason, to keep on eating the food they feeding, to keep believing the shit they preaching. Why? Because it's always lies, and when they caught, they don't even apologize. So when they open up their mouths, I tend to tune them out. I don't even pay attention when I see them speaking. Yeah, we gotta be the change, rearrange the system and let freedom reign. From sea to sea framed, it's a brand new season. No more living like a slave, I don't see no reason.
I see no reason, maybe I'm blind. I see no reason, I see no rhyme. I see no reason, I see no reason, I see no reason to waste my precious time.
these books as an annihilation of self-preservation through scientific techniques and inoculations and altering the food and obviously the water too.
You're rock sharp as a rolling ball. That's what the fuck you're rolling for. You ain't got the heart to dumb it this smart cause I stole it all. My guns spit foamy, I run shit, homie. You a two-bit monkey on a one-trip pony. I offer a service to people way after my records purchased by people. I teach them all about the circus of evil. The ones that got you rocking Obama berets, technocrats and modern day evergrenades. You ain't fucking with pays, I'm amazed they're asking. Your style was manufactured, you're just a slave to fashion. Your culture was created by vultures made for masking. 1,000 points of light reptiles bathed in basking. I hate to tell you, but you're not spitting the funk. The only reason your sign Scott Riskin was drunk. I'll stop sniffing your junk. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from being a flop, fixing the pump. Rising up, youngin', let me tell you what's hot. I sell gold, $85 below spot. You're drunk off the junk, you just been going to pot. If you wanna get straight, you're gonna love what I got. Rising up, youngin', shit is not as it seems. They fictionalize the truth to manufacture your dreams. I can shoot you with a gun to make you vomit and squeal. I know you saw it in a movie, so it can't be for real. They've been molding your whole galaxy. Perception is not necessarily reality. Unless we're talking about the reality they create and brag about it to the media right in your face. Your liberals have been brainwashed, major. Who think Barack Hussein Obama's gonna save you? He's just a slave to the globalist queers. I'm by the Royal Institute of International Affairs.
Feel me?
And it don't matter what the motherfucker talk. He ain't authorized to express an original thought. To the ruling oligarchy, Obama's just a toy. And if he doesn't follow orders, they'll kill him in Illinois. If Barry don't do what he's told, I still away goes. He don't stand a snowball chance in Barbados. Israelis write the words that he speaks. He reports to Tel Aviv at the end of the week. Rising up, youngin', let me tell you what's hot. I sell gold, $85 below spot. You're drunk off the junk, you just been going to pot. If you wanna get straight, you're gonna love what I got. Rising up, youngin', shit is not as it seems. They fictionalize the truth to manufacture your dreams. I can shoot you with a gun to make you vomit and squeal. I know you saw it in a movie, so it can't be for real. Whiny liberals are just as bad, if not worse, than the neocon lackeys. You follow their ideologies knowingly. Just read a book between two ages and you'll meet a man so big Brzezinski. Take some time to flip through the pages, and if you understand, your move won't be pretty. He controls Obama like a humble peanut farmer. He's gonna use him just like Carter, just to start a war with Russia. Megalomaniacal men control societal trends, along with a viable blend of useful idiots and insidious minions who echo the God's honest truth for a few shekels. Sadly, little do they know a thing or two, and their jobs and they're going to the lethal chamber too. That's they plan and they written about us through and through. You will not be born unless you have a job to do. Rising up, youngin', let me tell you what's hot. I sell gold, $85 below spot. You're drunk off the junk, you just been going to pot. If you wanna get straight, you gonna love what I got. Rising up, youngin', shit is not as it seems. They fictionalize the truth to manufacture your dreams. I can shoot you with a gun to make you vomit and squeal. I know you saw it in a movie, so it can't be for real.
The next phase of the machine, where you'll have an implant in your brain of superpowers. You could be cleaning out a barn all day long and up to your knees in cow manure, but in your head you'll be having an adventure on the road. That's what they're talking about. The conquest of the mind. The total conquest of everyone's mind for their own use. Because they're the experts. Well, you're not. That's their logic. That's their defense. We allow you to have that even though we know where it's going. Because you're addicted.
You got to have a con in this land, you know, because you got to have a con. You got to have a con. You got to have a con in this land, you know, because you got to have a con. You got to have a con in this land, you know, because it's all about money. Imagine if you find yourself included in the 99% who had no idea where that stolen money was spent. Occupying Manhattan in a tent cause they were foreclosed upon or they couldn't pay their rent. Just imagine being pillaged and looted, there's no need to. 99% of you are included. 1% profiting with super speed. When you own the media, it's easier to hide your greed. They try to paint these protesters as hippies, where most of them were working like slaves in the 60s. They don't want to interview Julie. She don't have no piercings, don't smell like patchouli. The system's a lion, listen to the engine roar. That's what the young communist league was invented for. Chanting socialist slogans as they plead. People bleed while the money changes we ride and they breathe. Their capital,
I don't let you hide your fears.
How could they they be so callous? And ivory towers arranging genocide, dead cowards. It stems from greed and lack of real power. Control freaks setting goals on top of dealing powers. Food in the hands of the few, carnivorous, family feud. The new farm is us. Labor units kept just like designer seeds. It's payday for Monsanto, they need to hide their greed. The deadly sin took the scale off, it's broken. Israel Moses Fordberg, soft spoken. Quoted often, catch the man's the manslaughter. Include the women and children, executive order. How could they be so callous? Usually it's trickle down accountants. Trillions printed from minted souls. It needs to hide their greed behind the business goals.
Anyone can be a victim. Anyone can be a victim. Tell him, Payday.
Check your statistics. Got you marching and thinking it's all sweet. If you were serious, you'd set fire to Wall Street. Occupy all you need for the tripperists until you kill the money, changes greed. Welcome power, only lead to disease. And these guys got it bad. People, please. How many dollar signs does it take to make you blind? Just how many yachts at one time can you skate behind? What will it take for you to break the paradigm? Can't you hear the Pentagon propaganda paradigm? Or does your television give you everything you need, keeping you distracted from the money addicts? October 31st, I was at a costume party. Everybody came dressed to the nines, colored up in Porsches, wearing homeless outfits and even carrying the cardboard signs. One said, I've been foreclosed upon as the gentleman sipped on a cheap bottle of wine. And everything stays devastating in these money junkies, money junkies, money junkies.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. That was Payday. I could not find the adapter, so I'm going to just kind of, I've got a few other things in place. That wasn't funny. I just said I had a few more things in place. All right, jackass. I'm going to hear that sax song again. It's kind of like a feel-good thing there. All right, so welcome back to Before the First Cup. And but at this point of the program, I'm in the middle of I got done the first cup. Now I'm going on to the second cup, like in between. I'm dropping the plunger into the French press, my third French press, because the first two cracked. So I'm going to try to be more gentle with this one. I'm going to try not to. They say, oh yeah, don't stir it with like don't stir it with a spoon, like a regular spoon. Use a plastic spoon. Yeah. Okay. Sure. No problem. All right, here we go. And now I pour. You'll hear it. There it goes. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Now the stirring. Let the stirring commence. Did I put enough? half and half in there. Not as much as I'd like. Not as much as I'd like, folks. But I'm sure it's going to be tasty nonetheless. All right, so I believe that UCY just had its second anniversary. I believe it was this week or sometime within the last week or so. So, happy UCY.tv. Cheers to the new media all over. Anyone having any level of success. And just creating this is success. Just creating a platform where free speech and people can communicate their thoughts. I mean, just think about it. I mean, we got people on here that have knowledge about any number of things. There's shows about cancer, the cancer cover-up. There's shows about, agriculture. Let's just take a look, man. There's shows being added every day. Oh my God, ISIS is responsible for turkey bacon. Oh my God. Actually, some of that's not that bad. I must be a terrorist if I like turkey bacon. My God, what's wrong with me? All right, so we got. Let me tell you about UCY. Okay, let me tell you about UCY. Sometimes Saturday evening, 9 o'clock Eastern Time to 11, we get After the Last Cup. That's a roundtable discussion with hosts. Feel free to call in. 718-717-8296. The number is 718-717-8296. We got Against the Wall with JJ, James Freeland. Long-time veteran in the freedom arena, the freedom spectrum, brings a lot of experience to the table, and of course, knowledge of good, super amount of information that he's absorbed over the years. So check him out. He's on Sunday morning right before my program. He's on there from 10 to 12 Eastern Time. Then we've got All Power to the Positive, All Things Apocalyptic. There's a little bit for everybody. The Anti-Tyranny News Radio, Before the First Cup, that's right now. The Boiler Room Radio, Cancer Kickers, Character Matters, of course, Coal Reality Radio, that's my Sunday, 12 to 2 Eastern Time. Double Cross Radio, Geoengineering Watch with Dan Wigington. The Jack Blood Show from, I believe it's 4 to 6 Eastern Time or 3 to 5. I believe it's 3 to 5. Go to ucy.tv, go to shows, and choose Jack Blood. He's been involved for years. He worked with Alex Jones and ran screaming into the night. Live Free FM, the New Deal Renaissance. Some shows I haven't even heard of. Brand new, Nuclear Hot Seat. That'll tell you all your nuclear needs. Nuked Radio, The Achille Effect, Off the Grid Journey with Drew Lamb. He'll tell you how to go off the grid. He's right after me, 2 o'clock, Sunday, 2 Eastern. On the Brink, Post Ignorance. None of these shows, because of the subject matter, is for children, because we don't want to scare the little kiddies. We're expecting the adults to actually have some kind of knowledge so that the children can be protected. But, take them to get their vaccines if you're on the other side of that. Post ignorance. You want to hear if you get off listen, good information, but if you get off listening to a lot of F-bombs, that's the show for you, man. The Prepper Chicks. These girls know how to prep. Primer Time. I just talked to Michael There's Dan and Michael. I talked to Michael just yesterday. The show's about firearms primer. Get it? Primer. So tune in Tuesday nights, I think 10 to 11 Eastern time on UCY. Eastern time, so we got to convert that. So if you're in some other zone, Solvener event, Anti-Media Radio, The Continual Condition, The Edge with John Stokes, Truth on the Tracks with Brandon Turbeville. Incredible guy with incredible knowledge. You want to learn stuff? This guy's got info. And he delivers it in a much more precise, intelligible, cohesive manner than myself. But there's always room to grow. Let's see. Truth or Talk Radio, United Front Radio, Unlock the Door, and of course Vince Easley's show, What Matters Worldwide, what matters to us all, and in particular what matters to Vince. And I've found out over the years that what matters to Vince, pretty much what there's a lot of people out there that can really connect with those values. Is there the values of good, prosperity, things like everybody, every single one of these shows. Even if you hear a little bit of anger and things like that, if you're not angry, you're not really living. You're not alive. But ignorance is bliss, and I had someone tell me that just yesterday. Oh, ignorance is bliss. I'm going to heaven, though. Ignorance is bliss, but I'm going to heaven. Are you? Ignorance is bliss. I guess so. And then my good friend said, who was also in the room, she said, she's part of the problem. And of course, there's people out there that actually still think that they can write a letter and have a politician read it. And God bless her. She thinks that writing to Obama, that he's actually going to read it and he's going to adhere to the values of someone from New Jersey or any state for that matter. Anyway, it's sad, really. I think over the years, I've gotten upset. I've gotten angry. Of course, I started listening to Alex Jones early enough and to get some information. So, needless to say, in the beginning, I had to change my underpants any number of times. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about the human mind. Here's the thing. That you could be playing a show. Doesn't matter. It could be Alex Jones, and I'll just use that as a reference for this particular conversation, this piece. I would play it, and I would be at work, and then it wasn't even that loud. It wasn't even that loud. And then somebody that I knew came in and was like, do you hear that voice? Do you hear that voice? Who's that voice? What are you listening to? And see, the mind, even though they wouldn't be able to tell me exactly what they were listening to in detail, they heard something, but they wouldn't be able to tell you in detail. But something about it, and of course the voice can kind of, over the years I've just kind of gotten used to it. I don't listen to him as much as I used to, but I still kind of do because there's good information in there, from his guests. I'm a big fan of Paul Joseph Watson, and I really truly believe that whatever was being said, the person's mind was picking that up, and it wasn't so much the voice or the that was like what is that? What is that? It was the contradiction of the information that's in their head with the information that's being heard. And that causes mental turbulence. That causes mental turbulence. And this sweet girl who, you know, I've seen, she knew who I was, and she would come into the room and talk with all of us. And she was like, what is that? What is that? And it wasn't so much, it was annoying her, but it was annoying her mind. Julia, I would call her Julia Gulia from The Wedding Singer. Julia Gulia. And I think this song that I did this morning really kind of, close the door, put out the light. You know they won't be home tonight. The snow falls hard and don't you know. The winds of Thor are blowing cold. They're wearing steel that's bright and true. They carry news that must get through. They chose the path, or they choose a path where no one goes. They hold no mercy. And of course, walking side by side with death, the devil mocks their every step. The snow dries back the foot that's slow, which means if you're weak, you're going to die. The dogs of doom are howling more, because they're going to feed off your dead body. They carry news that must get through to build a dream for me and you. They choose the path where no one goes. They hold no quarter. They ask no mercy. The pain, without quarter. They ask no mercy, no quarter. The dogs of doom are howling more. So, and Zeppelin was said to have, had sold their soul. Of course, all the things that happened to them, and then the death of John Bonham. A great, incredible drummer John Bonham was, and of course, one thing that you'll say if someone knows, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, he choked on his own vomit." Yeah, Zeppelin was good. Yeah, you remember their drummer? Yeah, that guy who choked on his own vomit. I don't really want to remember him like that. I want to remember I want to remember, give me a piece of your custard pie. Give me a piece of your custard pie. In the houses of the holy, we can watch the white dolls go. Just incredible music, the incredible creativity of humanity. Has brought us so much. I mean, despite mostly because the ruling class, the Luciferian Illuminists that control most of the world, mostly the Jews, and then of course the Christian Zionists. They realized that they can make a whole lot of money on music, so it was like, think more about the houses of the holy for me, will you? I prefer houses of the unholy, but whatever. Don't tase me, bro. So, so that was kind of fun this morning. A little bit of, what else they got here? What other kinds of songs? I mean, you could go to, for any of you guitar players out there, you can go to, of course, that was a keyboards and drums cover, because of the controlled music. We don't have the licensing. So we do what we can. We work around it. Of course, Payday Monsanto is not mainstream, so we can play that and different things of that nature. But I like the guitar backing tracks. I like the guitar backing tracks, baby. Let's see. There's plenty in here. Going to California with an aching in my heart. So yeah, you can jam on that, man. You can get your jam on. Get your jam on. Like Michael Jackson said, jam on it. So anyway, music, creativity. They can't stop the human spirit. You know, what did Mel Gibson say? You can take my soul. What was that? Anyway, what's going on in the chat room? You can take our soul. Joe, you posted something in here, but I'm not sure whether I can play it because it's could be copyright. Could be copyright, man. Bruce Jenner, pretty pink t-shirt, leaves hair salon, 4-hour appointment. Mr. Jenner. Mr. Jenner. All right. I don't know if I can play this, Joe. Tell me whether I can play it or not. I want to be able to take care of my chat room peeps, but I got to know whether it's jarts. Jarts are cool. Wheaties and Monsanto bringing America dominance in the senior Olympics. USA, 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 USA. God, man, we are like 2 quarters done this year already. We've got September, October, November, December left. Oh, man. We need help. We need help. It's just going to seemingly degenerate from here on out, if things don't improve, If things don't improve, we're in big trouble. Big trouble, like Rat said. You're in trouble. What are you gonna do? You're in trouble. It's what you're going through. Rat. Rat's pretty cool, man. Rat, I like Rat. Anybody remember Rat? Lay it down. Lay it down. Lay it down. I know you don't really know me. I know you don't really care to see me. Stephen Piercy. And he would always be like, his key phrase was like, know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like Dio was like, look out. Remember Dio? He was like, what was that song? In Mystery. Can you hear me? Can you see? There's a storm on the edge of the sky. And he would point like a little troll that he was. Does it matter? Well, it does to me. And I can tell you why. When the lightning that should be rain, but it don't always follow the rules. It's always a mystery, not what it seems to be. We lost him, I think, in 2014 or 2013. It's like stomach cancer or something. Everybody's dying, man. Ugh. You know, it's just... And poor Robin Williams, I mean... Seemed to me that he was like a kind-hearted soul, man. I don't think he would have hurt anybody at all, you know. I believe that what you saw with him was who he was. And then, of course, seeing the world the way it was. But, I mean, then, of course, I think he found out about this, neurological wasting thing, this Parkinson's or whatever, and he had to be smarter than that in the realm of, thinking that there was like or knowing that there was an alternative, I would think. I mean, living in California all those years. California. Arnold. In California. Let's see what's going on over at Blacklisted News, shall we? The United States begins selling Syria intervention using the ISIS pretext. It's exactly what Dahlia Wasfi and I were talking about back the last weekend. So it's it's wild. No rationale. Plausible explanation has accounted for how ISIS has been able to receive yet more funding, more weapons, and support than moderates supposedly backed by the collective resources of the U.S., Europe, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. It is clear that there were never any moderates to begin with, and that the goal was to create and utilize terrorist hordes like ISIS as a pretext for violently reordering the Middle East. Well said. Well said. I believe you're quite... What does he say? You're misinformed about quite many things, the Emperor said. I'm afraid the Death Star will be most operational when your friends arrive. You bastard. You bastard. United States judge calls Argentina debt swap plan illegal. U.S. District Judge Tom Grisa on Thursday called Argentina's proposed debt restructuring plan illegal, but stopped short of holding the country in contempt, saying that would not help resolve the dispute that led to the nation's second default in a dozen years. No. Doesn't help. But if first you don't succeed, resulting in cataclysmic failure, let's do the same. Let's get indebted. More. Sears has lost nearly $1 billion so far this year, and it's just getting started. I think that's one of the signs of the apocalypse when Sears shuts down. No more Craftsman tools. It'll be New World Order tools. Bang in one nail, bang in two, maybe the third, and then the head flies off and sticks in your friend's eye. Sorry. Sorry. Gilly. Sorry. I don't know if you ever saw that Saturday Night Live comedy bit where they did this thing called Gilly. It was Kristen Wiig. She's adorable. And she does this evil character named Gilly. And the theme song goes as such. Her name is Gilly and she's at it again, causing lots of trouble like a barnyard hen. She's always into trouble. Uh-oh, who's that? It's Gilly. Sorry. She'll like set your hair on fire. And when you find out that she did it, she's like, sorry. And that's the New World Order. The New World Order is Gilly. The New World Order is at it again, using ISIS to cause Middle Eastern mayhem. They're gonna burn down your city. They're gonna pinch your wife's titties. Uh-oh, who's there? It's ISIS. Sorry. Sorry. The name is ISIS and they're at it again, chopping off heads and choking up phlegm. They're always chopping heads off. They hang with Bernie Madoff. Uh-oh, who's that? It's ISIS. Sorry. I kill myself. I do. I kill myself. I'm slaying myself. There's no one else in the room, so I have to assume that you're laughing. Just look it up, Gilly, Saturday Night Live. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Like, what was that one with the heavyset black guy, the funny guy? What is that? Where he invites the guests on, and they start talking, and then he starts singing over he asks them a question, and they start singing over it. He starts singing over it. What's it called? Keenan, SNL. What's up with that? It's called. It's a total riot. It's like, what's up with that? Let me just play just like a little. Is it somebody do a? His name is DeAndre Cole. Did somebody do a? Let's see what it is. Let's see here. What's up with that? Here it is.
It's Love with That, After School Edition, taking on the issues of today with soul. Tonight, Academy Award winner Morgan Freeman.
What's up with that? Look at Ernest Borgnine, man. He is that guy. He's just sitting there. I don't know if he's got dementia, but he's just standing there. He looked pretty good, but I think he's dead now. I think he's left us. But yeah, it's ooh-wee, what's up with that? What's up with that? Ooh, baby, what's up with that? What's up with that? So then he would stop singing, and then he would ask questions like Morgan Freeman was on there, and he was like, so what have you been up to, Mr. Freeman? And he's like, well, I was in a movie, and then he says like one word, and then DeAndre goes, yeah, I like that. I like that. And then he just starts singing, then it just kicks in. What's up with that? And then and it always comes down to Lindsey Buckingham. He always has Lindsey Buckingham on there. Some guy, impersonating him on SNL. And he never gets to say a word. And he's like, hey, well, what's up, Lindsey Buckingham? And he's like, and he just smiles and he doesn't say anything. And then before he gets a chance to, he asks him a question and then he just starts singing over him. And it's kind of a riot, so I don't know if you checked it out. I like to laugh. It's SNL. It's, they cater to the liberals and, they make fun of the politicians. John McCain's been on there over the years. Hillary Clinton's been on there. Bill Clinton's been on there. But it's all just this whole, hey, politics can be funny when it actually results in, countries, our country eventually being decimated by these operatives. I mean, that's literally what they are. The people in the forefront, the Hillary Clintons, the Bill Clintons, of course now the Barack Obamas, the John McCains, the Mitt Romney, a lot of these people, they're just operatives, and if they get to the point where they can be in either the president, the vice president, the Speaker of the House, I really do believe that if you're a Speaker of the House, that you kind of know at some level what's going on. But I think that Nancy Pelosi really, truly is brain dead. And I think she may have a brain chip already. She may have, I'm not really sure. But she is absolutely gone mentally. She's absolutely gone mentally. And she's unfit, She's unfit. A friend of mine said, your show's pretty good, but you say awful things about people, like Michelle Obama, packing heat in her downtown bonanza. And I mean, the male heat, not female heat. And she said that detracts and deteriorates from the show, and I don't know that I can listen to that when you're doing that. And I think that I've come to a realization that it absolutely does exactly what she says. It's kind of funny at different times. I think that it could probably be said on, the round table after the last cup, things like that. When people are goofing and there's more than one person to take the structural damage, so it can't be, you have plausible deniability. Who started talking about Michelle Obama's penis? I'm not sure. There was more than one person there. There was 4 or 5. It could have been any one of them. Anyone. So I'm taking a different approach. And, I think that it could be working. I am in someone else's time slot, so I'm trying to not be as filthy and as vulgar as I usually am on my own program in my time slot. This is your time slot. Be as vulgar and disgusting as you like. But I am on someone else's time slot, so I am reining it in, if you will. And I do appreciate the, I'm going to say things that are true. I'm going to say that Bill Clinton is a sexual predator. I'm not going to go into details about any of it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. And, look at Obama. There's plenty of evidence out there that shows that he may have, not that that's a problem, but he's not who he says he is. And that, but the bottom line is that if somebody's going to run the country, you want to know everything about them. You want to know, but that doesn't even apply anymore. It doesn't even apply anymore because they could put in whoever they want. They could be, pedophiles like some of our presidents or the United States presidents, They could be, look at John McCain. I mean, his record is the alternative media of what they know about him would never be said or talked about on the mainstream media because John McCain is a very powerful voice for AIPAC and a lot of these other organizations that have usurped and really kind of hijacked America to a great extent. So you're never going to hear any bad things about him or how his father was involved in the USS Liberty. You're never going to hear bad things about Bill Gates and about his poison vaccines and his basically on some level owning Monsanto now. So if there was anything good that Monsanto had ever put out, forget about it, just like the Affordable Care Act there was anything good about medicine before, which there were some bright spots, because there was still humanity and people in the system that thought that they were doing good, but now those people are going to be eradicated. They're going to be eradicated, or they're going to be fined, or basically taxed out of existence. They're going to be taxed out of existence. So there you go. Cannabis is a neural protectant. Next. Does Willie Nelson have any of his hard-drinking buddies still around? I don't know. He was a highwayman. Along the dirt roads he would ride, sword and pistol by his side. Many young maids left his mama to my dream. Many young mama to my dream. Oh, so the bastards killed me in the spring of 25, but I am still alive. I'll always be around and around and around and around. He truly was a highwayman, and still is. But again, I mean, there's so many people out there in Hollywood that know that this stuff is going on and in music. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over the years. We'll see what goes on over the years. Is the world going to go into chaos? Is the economy going to collapse like a lot of these alternative economists like Max Kaiser, Rickards, many more are saying? Matty, thanks, dude. I'm on fire? You think I'm on fire in this slot? I appreciate that, man. I'm just chilling, man. You know, I used to get real nervous before I go on air and just be like, what am I going to talk about, man? Did I research that story like I should have? Did I do's this? Did I do's that? Did I dot all my I's and cross all my T's? And now I'm just not even worrying about it. Because I know enough to be able to sit here and blather for 2 hours. I play some guitar, play some of my guitar. See, here's just a little friendly request. If you put a video in the chat room, you have to kind of tell me whether it's copyright or not. If it's something, give me a description. You know, if you're going to post it, then type like what it is or the relevance of it, and I'll play it. It obviously means something to you, and you posted it in there, so I will play it if I kind of know what it is. I'm not a control freak. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Anyway, I'm just going to play this, and we'll see. I think that might be copyright. It says Lucifer by Bob Seger. Anyway, you can listen to that. I don't know. I can't play it. So, ooh, baby, what's up with that? What's up with that? But it's cool. It's like a cartoon. So it's yeah. But that's insane. It's copyright material, so I can't really. But Bob Seger, Joe Friday wants everybody to know about this Bob Seger Lucifer on YouTube. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out, if you will. So, let's head back over to blacklisted news. Again, Sears could go down within the next 2 years. A new bill in Congress would ban private citizens from owning body armor. So, more of your protection taken away. It's unbelievable, but it's happening, or it seems as if it is. Yemen is on high alert as rebels push to overthrow the government. Let's see. Rebels. Could that be Al Qaeda or ISIS? And Yemen's not going through with the plan. Tens of thousands of Shiite rebel supporters in the capital, Sana'a, in a bid to topple the government. Thousands of armed rebels strengthened their position on Wednesday as they pressed on with their campaign. Now, could this be organic grassroots overthrowing the Western installed and Israel installed dictator, or could this be the guy or whoever it is there doing good, or and usurping and not following the rules of the Luciferian Illuminists that control the Middle East to a great extent, and they need to oust that person and put in a puppet. We will see. How the future of warfare is financial war. What follows is an exclusive extract of Jim... Who's calling? I don't even know where my phone is. There it is. I'll take the call. Hey. Yeah, I'm on the air right now. He said we could get there between 10 and 11. All right, I'll give you a shout in a little bit. Late. Weekend plans. Now, Rickard's speech at World War D earlier this year. Jim is a lawyer, economist, investment banker, and best-selling author of Currency Wars and the Death of Money. Read on for some of his thoughts on the future of warfare and what it means for world markets. 63 trillion gallons of groundwater lost in drought. Study finds a side effect of drought, land deformations. The ongoing drought in the western United States, which is most likely caused by geoengineering, has caused so much loss of groundwater that the earth, on average, has lifted up about 0.16 inches over the last 18 months, according to a new study. Raytheon and the NSA will now be recording everyone's license plate in Massachusetts. Technology and defense giant Raytheon, this is a Jules type story, was recently awarded a $130 million contract to install all electronic toll systems on the Massachusetts Turnpike and at several local tunnels. A unit of the company's integrated defense systems business will install the system over the next year and a hoof. Council on Foreign Relations says the Ukraine crisis in the West, not Putin's fault. Mainstream hawkish group blames the West for the mess in Ukraine. What is this? You can find that over at what kind of deception that is over at blacklistednews.com. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to post that in the chat because it's can learn about deception. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. U.S. Brazil nearing approval of genetically engineered trees. Governor Nixon orders National Guard to withdraw from Ferguson. Is this a psyop? Did Eric Holder say this is what you're going to do? Or we're going to chop off your Yahoo? We're going to chop off your Netanyahu? Governor Jay Nixon on Thursday ordered the Missouri National Guard to withdraw from Ferguson, where they had been in place since Monday. The move came just after a brief scuffle occurred between a state senator and a county spokesperson near St. Louis. Right. Sure. And now, former CIA officer says a lot of communication between ISIS and the Mexican cartels. Yeah. Right. World Bank and UN carbon offset scheme complicit in the genocidal land grabs. A plight of Kenya's Sengwer people shows that carbon offsets, and I do believe I've heard Alex Jones talk about this, generated by sustainable forest management are empowering a corporate recolonization of the South-backed by the World Bank against its own guidelines, right? Nafiz Ahmed, indigenous forest people are at risk of genocide while corporations let rip. And I did hear that before. And, of course, this fake environmentalism is being used it's being used in California with this prop that was over there regarding, I believe, mercury or lead. So it's going to shut people down. A lot of the lawyers, of course, have made a lot of money from it. And it's really just, but they can dump toxic chemicals in your water for you to drink. But the mercury or whatever it is that they're trying to diminish is already in the air. It's already in abundance in the air. But they're using this manipulation of the actual facts and actual reality, surprise, to clamp down on humanity. Police opened fire, used tear gas on crowds as Liberia struggles to contain the deadly Ebola virus. Now you got to understand that a lot of these people over here are malnourished. They've been decimated by the same people that control America, but they've been destroying the continent of Africa, this beautiful mega resource land that has been raped and pillaged. The vampires of the world banking order have sunk their fangs into that continent and just are sucking the life out of it. And this is just an extension of it. The Boko Haram was another thing to allow more raping and pillaging of that land under the guise of this threat that was created by, you guessed it, Western intelligence, and most likely Israel. So, police beat innocent man in handcuffs, charge him with bleeding on their uniforms. How dare you bleed on my uniform when I cut your jugular vein, you bastard. Beat you to death, but don't get any blood on me. Don't get any blood on me, you bastard. Police state high schooler arrested for writing about shooting a dinosaur. A teenager in the United States was suspended from school and hauled before the police because he wrote a story about killing his neighbor's dinosaur in a class assignment. Year 9 student Alex Stone was told to write a Facebook-like status update for a class assignment in his South Carolina high school. And he wrote about, I think maybe they should find out about this dinosaur. And beings as on large scale, I'm gonna say that dinosaurs really don't exist anymore. He's talking about, they'll probably put him on a pill or something because they'll say he believes that dinosaurs exist, but yet he was going to slay the dinosaur, and that caused him to be sequestered. Switzerland rejects request from the European Union firms to bypass Russia's food ban. Switzerland has rebuffed attempts by some EU food producers to sidestep a Russian ban on food imports from the European Union and other Western countries by labeling such foods as originating from the Alpine country, the Wall Street Journal wrote. Why did YouTube publish video of terrorist beheading James Foley? And the bottom line here is that, as I said from Paul Joseph Watson's video report on YouTube, that you never actually saw them beheading the journalist. Of course, as I said yesterday, I think common antibiotic linked to sudden heart deaths. So don't ever take... okay, this is the Telegraph saying an antibiotic taken by millions of patients has been linked to heart deaths, promoting researchers to call for an urgent evaluation. A Dutch study found that people taking clarithromycin, that's C-L-A-R-I-T-H, clarithromycin, you know, like erythromycin or some of these other ones, were 76% more likely to die than those taking penicillin, and the great risk was greater in women who were more than twice as likely to die. Clarithromycin is used for respiratory infections, and 2.2 million doses were prescribed in 2013 in England. Okay, so stay away from clarithromycin if your drug-pushing pimp doctor says, I'm going to give you some clarithromycin. Okay? Okay. Rapiscan airport scanners useless as they failed to detect guns, knives, and explosives. The Rapiscan Secure 1000, the full-body scanner deployed at U.S. airports between 2009 and 2013, was so unreliable that a team of researchers with no terrorist training were able to smuggle guns, knives, and explosive past the machine without detection. How nice. How nice. All right, so let's see here. I lost my place. Nope. California student arrested over plot to massacre staff and classmates at Pasadena High School. 2 California schoolboys have been arrested for plotting to murder staff and classmates in a mass shooting. You probably heard about this already. At their high school in Pasadena. Beautiful, abundant Pasadena, like 90210. Like, oh my God. Near Los Angeles. The boys, aged 16 and 17, planned a massacre via Skype and searched the internet for ways to acquire and use automatic weapons, knives, bulletproof vests, and explosives. Bullshit. Bullshit. And I will go for the hat trick and say bullshit. Of course, the London Independent is the source, and all right, connecting. Come on. They also research how to best disarm law enforcement officers. The South Pasadena police chief, Art Miller, said at a press conference on Tuesday. The plot to kill 3 specific staff members and multiple students was foiled after school officials noted the teens' suspicious behavior and tipped off local law enforcement, who then monitored the pair's communications. I don't believe this bullshit. This is just bullshit, and it's for you. This is just more of this. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Sorry. Ferguson riots and Bunny Ranch showdown, signs of an approaching breaking point. That's true. Big banks bought Congress, so credit derivatives are bigger than ever. We've noted for years that Washington never reined in the risky derivatives, which helped cause the 2008 crash. And so the big banks hold more derivatives than ever. We've also noted that the financial services industry has bought and sold Congress. So if any of these people that have bought Congress and your government have malicious intent, you're fucked. And guess what? They kind of do. So you're fucked. You're effed in the A, effed in the A. Effed in the A, effed in the A. And did I mention you're effed in the A? By governmente, mind control, governmente, control of the mind, mind control. Say it with me, mind control, mind control, mind control, mind control, mind control, mind control, mind control. You're a victim of mind control. Mind control, mind control. Governmente. Somebody's tuning in now. They're like, who is this mentally challenged person? Well, I'll tell you who it is. It's called Reality Radio. Host, the Sholly Llama, filling in for the hosts of the UCY morning show before the first cup. Now we're after the second cup, and we're winding down here. Again, it's been my pleasure to be able to help out and provide a live show to give Jules a break. She's a very hardworking person, and she's hopefully she's sitting back enjoying. Hopefully she's not listening to my banter and babble. I don't know too many people that can, but if you are capable of dealing with what you've heard today, you're ready to move on to the next level. You're ready to move on to the next level. Actually, I think I jacked up the volume a little bit too much. I don't know what the levels are. What's my level? I don't know what your level is. Check your levels. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You bastard. Anyway, derivatives are bets on bets. Exactly. I think they total something like 6 times the amount of all the money there is in the world, capital IS. Not gonna be pretty when that chinga hits the fan. Absolutely. Not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I say? Anyway, get ready for what's after? I don't even. Kevin? Is Kevin on next? Who's up next, listeners? Who's up next? Kevin, the nuclear, not the nuclear hot seat. I'm sorry, everybody out there. I'm not used to this slot, but it's been very, very, very good too, and very satisfying to be on with you today, this week. The hat trick. He shoots, he scores. He lights the lamp. Let's see what we got. Show schedule. There it is. Let's go to the schedule. Got a couple minutes left here before the bumpers come in. And I'll let you know what the dealio is and everything. Just for everybody out there, I'm not. There you go. Shut up, dude. Oh yeah, local with unfortunately deceased Will Roberts, but incredible person, incredible program. He was over at Oracle for quite some time. I believe he was on there when I was on there. I don't know when he passed away, but that's from 11 to 1 on this Friday Eastern Time, and then 1 to 3, The Edge with John Stokes. From 3 to 5, Jack Blood Show. 5 to 6 Eastern Time, Hour of the Time. You can listen to a little bit of Bill Cooper. From 6 to 8, the Anti-Tyranny News Radio with Josh. From 8 to 9, Character Matters with Dr. George Simon. And from 9 to 10, Truth on the Tracks with Brandon Turbeville. I'm going to check that out tonight. I'm going to try to check out all this today. From 10 to 11, United Front Radio with Daniela Walls and Kyle McCarthy. And then from 11 to 12 tonight, the Anti-Media Radio with Nick Burnaby. Always a good show. Always a good show every day on UCY. So again, it's been my pleasure to fill in this week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I hope that you all had have a great weekend. And Charlotte Mama out. Have a great weekend. Great weekend to all. Great weekend to all of you.